What's up, YouTube? Today we are going over Bank of Exile, some ways to generate currency. So presently, I'm going to show you one particular divination card flip that is very profitable right now. So first off, we're going to go and look at the conversion rate of Exalts to Chaos. Right now, most of the market is sitting at about 114 to 115 on the trade ratio. So there's a particular divination card that can get you Exalted Orbs. It's called the Saints Treasure. And at a stack of 10, you can trade them into Tasuni or Navali and get 2 Exalted Orbs. So in order to run the math on this and check and see if this is a profitable trade or not, we are simply going to look how much is 2 Exalted Orbs worth on the market right now. Well, if the going rate, let's say we can sell them at 115 is, so 115 times 2 equals 230. All right, so how much is it going to cost us on average in order to purchase 10 of these cards? So most of the people that I've been purchasing from so far today have been in between 20 to 22 on the listing price. That's just where the market has been at. So let's take a look. What's the value of that? So if we purchase 10 cards at 22 chaos, that means that we're spending 220 chaos in order to purchase these cards. And so if we're selling at 215, that means that we are making a profit margin of 10 chaos per trade. So this is a per entire cycle, not per trade. My apologies. So this is a pretty decent flip. This means that every time we're trading a card, we're essentially earning ourselves a chaos. That's pretty decent. So if you can do 10 trades in, let's say, 5 minutes, that's a pretty decent ratio where every 5 minutes you're making 10 chaos. That's great. If you had 12 of those cycles in an hour, that's 120 chaos in an hour that you just made, which is just wonderful. Now, the trick to really making a bunch of money off of divination card flips is to find the hole in the market. And by hole in the market, what I mean is the difference between the trading margin of the currency or the item and the value of the divination card. So if you can find whatever the hole in that market is, and identify it quickly, then you can be on top of that margin as that margin closes. So for instance, if let's say Exalted values go up, but people are still selling Saints Treasures for 22 chaos each, then that's great news for us, because that means that we're getting in and we're purchasing 10 for 220 chaos. But then we are selling, let's say, for 240 chaos. Wow, now we've doubled our profit margin. We're up to 20 chaos per time that we do this flip. So identifying a hole in the market is huge when flipping currency, and then also obviously when flipping divination cards. It's just huge. But again, the equation, there's a couple of points in the equation that you've got to make sure that you're taking care of, that you're watching out for. Those couple of parts are the value of the currency or the value of the item if it's an item, and then the value of the divination card itself, and then the difference between those, is that worth your time to actually flip? So some folks are going to say no, some folks don't like trading. Generally speaking, divination cards are cheaper than the item in and of themselves, or than the currency in and of themselves. That's generally speaking, because not a lot of people are going to want to sit around and do flips. But if you can identify a good margin that is worth your time and you enjoy trading, then that's a wonderful way for you to be able to play Bank of Exile rather than Path of Exile and make yourself some currency. So as always, like and leave us a comment down below if you've got comments or feedback back for us. What are some of the divination cards or recipes that you found that have made you a bunch of currency in the past? Feel free to leave us a comment down below for your tips. Maybe it's not this league, maybe it's a previous league where you found a particular hole in the market and made a bunch of currency off of it. As always, stay tuned for more videos on how to make bank in Exile and getting started and getting up to speed in all of the news and all of the hype that comes out for Path of Exile. As always, see you again soon in Ray Class.